Hello guys, what's up? It's Kron here, your boy, and with me is the man, the myth, the legend, Dangerous Dave. Hello guys, Dave, how are you?
Oh, well,
It's Kron here,
I'm
your
good.
boy, and
Looking
with
forward
me
to this
is
one.
the man, the myth, the legend. Absolutely. Sorry, we just realised we had a bit of echo there, so apologies, but that's all sorted now. But yeah, absolutely. I'm also really excited to have the privilege and opportunity of casting what should be an amazing series here in this King of Sahara 2 tournament, which is standard 3v3, as you guys know. So we have S.P.Q.R, which is basically Jatten's team, in short. No, it's not just Jatten's team. There's a lot more than just Jatten in this team. It is basically a reincarnation of the old PN7, or maybe a rebranding, you could almost say. I'm not sure what was wrong with PN7. Do you think there was some marketing issues there? It wasn't cutting through to that young millennial audience that they were trying to get to, or what's your thoughts there, Dave?
I'm not sure. I've heard some scandal about possibly stealing clan tags or whatever. Maybe they wanted to avoid confusion.
That's true. I think there was some unsubstantiated allegations that Mouse might have tried to steal the copyright for PN7. So, sorry, PN5, and so it gets a little bit confusing. But officially, the team is now known in this tournament as S.P.Q.R. So they have a lineup of Jatten, Prolays, Charlie Hebdo, aka Momo, and I believe the fourth player is Sermon as well. So, what's your thoughts? Do you reckon this team is one of the favourites here, or how do you think they're going to go in this tournament?
We've seen that Jatin was the finalist of Euro Legends, which was the most recent standard 1v1 tournament. So just by that margin, this team should be one of the favorites. And the other reason for them being favorites in my eyes is that they play a lot. They train constantly in recent times. So that should give them the edge overall. And this is like a really well-known team. They played with each other a lot, even in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there should be no issues there.
And then let's look at the other team here. So we've got MFW. I think this team, I'm not sure what MFW actually stands for, but essentially this is almost like a reincarnation, but like a super Lat team here, Latin American players. I believe Naoto is part of the lineup, joined by Azteca, Dragon Neo, aka Susana Huria, and then Lat Alan the Muchacho. So we have basically last game they played against Easy Clan, which was quite the battle. I mean, Easy Clan's also a titan in the scene. What was your thoughts? Were you impressed by MFW in that series?
I unfortunately I cannot comment on that game. I haven't seen it, only the result. But I heard there were some close games there, from what I heard.
Yeah, there was. So just in case anyone's watching this who hasn't seen that series, I recommend to go back and check it out. But basically, Easy Clan was a team comprised of myself, and we had Flames and Duzzles, and then the third player was Knight Rider. So it was on Sahara. The second map was Sahara, and the third map was Sahara as well. So it was a rare instance where we all just happened to choose Sahara as our preferred match. And in that situation, basically, what happened was the second game in particular, it was quite a tight one, and it ended up being a 1-1 series, and then went to the third match. I personally was impressed by the team play, especially probably in all three games, but particularly the third game. They played really hard, had a really aggressive strategy where one of them went Inca, went Commerce 1, skipped Commerce 1, didn't even get Commerce 1 as Inca, and just went straight to Age 2 and got their minds up ASAP and basically started raiding super early on. And so I think they've got some set plays set up like this, and probably coming into this game against S.P.Q.R, who are one of the favourites in the tournament, I'm expecting to see MFW pull out a few different tactics like this out of their bag of tricks. So let's keep an eye out for that. But I'm really excited to see exactly how this is going to play out. So And I'd just like to give a quick shout out to everyone who's already watching right now. Can see that Matt and Guitar, aka I believe that is, I should know this off the top of my head.
BitPhoenix.
BitPhoenix, of course. Yes, BitPhoenix. Hello, BitPhoenix. Hope you're doing well. And guys, if you are watching right now, please just copy paste the link and let your friends know so that they can tune in and watch this live, because it's a lot more fun to watch it live than after the fact. But if you are watching on YouTube catching up, hello to you guys as well. Without any further ado, I think, are we right to get started on this first game?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's jump straight into it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, so the first match between S.P.Q.R. and MFW here on Sahara. As usual, the first map is always on Sahara. Let's have a quick look at how the teams are set up here. So we have Prolays on the left-hand side, picking a very much an alpha nation here in Mongols. I like that pick for Prolays. We have Momo as Inca, and he's miraculously spawned in the pocket here, which is nice for the Inca player to be nice and set back. And then finally, you've got Jatin as Iroquois at the bottom right-hand side here on the flank. What's your thoughts on S.P.Q.R.'s picks here, Dave?
Overall pretty standard. All of these nations should be among the top tier for this 3v3 Sahara setup. And they even got slightly lucky with the positions. Inca being in the pocket is perfect, and Iroquois on the side facing the Dutch player is also going to be really good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see that Jatin's gone for mill 1 here, so very aggressive build. And Standard is such a fast-paced game, especially in 3v3, that we're going to have our work cut out to try and track down every piece of action here. Let's quickly cover off the other side here. So we've got Azteca facing Jatin here on the right-hand side. He's going to be faced with this Iroquois raid nice and early on, although there's already some action here between this armed caravan and the spearman. Actually, that's somewhat perfect, the fact that Jatin has been the player that's up against Dutch here. Basically able to get that caravan to run away straight away, and I think Azteca will probably have to kill it to avoid giving away the plunder. Oh no, he does buy time, and Jatin's just going to ignore it and walk straight past here. So, wow, we're only a minute in and we've already got a bit of action. We have Susanna Haria, aka Dragon Neo, is Iroquois in the pocket. And then to round out the lat team, we do have Alan, who is playing as Mongols versus Mongols at the top left here. So, yeah, already a bit of action here. Where do you think the key battles are going to lie here as this game unfolds?
So like you mentioned, this caravan raider was hoping to do damage, and I guess Azteca was hoping that he would be facing the Inca or Mongol player trying to slow down the second city, which is a usual strategy with Dutch. But unfortunately he is facing the Iroquois player, and this will slow his development down quite a bit. He already has to idle some economy and doesn't have quite enough wood for a barracks right away. Yeah,
that's right. And I mean, Dutch is one of those nations that generally is super OP, but he does have Bison, which is a nice rare to pick up early on, but nothing too crazy as of yet. I don't think this is the strongest Dutch opening that he definitely would have preferred to be up against one of the other nations for sure. Just having a look at how the left-hand side of the map is playing out here. So both players opening fairly standard. Mongols versus Mongols. It looks like Prolays appears to have the advantage so far. He's already at 100 wood, while Alan is not too far away, but yeah, still needing a few more citizens onto those woodcutter camps here.
Yeah, Alan has been a bit unlucky with the ruins, got only 150. As well as Azteca, who got 200 with Dutch, which is quite unfortunate. But I guess the Iroquois scouts did steal some of those.
Yeah, so true.
So overall, I think S.P.Q.R. has got the better share of the ruins. But actually, Dragon Neo has the highest ruin count, so potentially he could be really fast. And he didn't go for this raid, so he will be able to get to H2 fairly quickly, and it will be important how he decides to help his allies out, given how the pocket usually has the most responsibility.
That's it. That's something that we're starting to see, is that, yeah, it's almost like the player in the pocket really is similar to the playmaker, I guess, in football, or the quarterback in NFL, or depending on what sport it is, really the player that needs to use his brain to try and outthink and outmaneuver the opponent here. And I feel like, as you said, having Inca there for Momo and for S.P.Q.R, it gives a lot of options, because once that gold income starts to stream in, he could potentially spam heavy cavalry to raid. He could just try and boom up a hardcore army and try and age up to gunpowder or enlightenment really quick. There's just a few more options there compared to the player who's Iroquois here at the back.
Right, and as we all know, one of the big weaknesses of Inca is the Ancient Age, because they have absolutely no bonuses there, so Ancient Raids are the best way to hurt them, but being in the pocket, that's much harder to accomplish.
Absolutely. You can see that they do have diamonds here at the back here for S.P.Q.R behind Prolaser's base. Only Prolaser's using that so far. It is a bit exposed, so probably just being overly cautious there, given that Mongols versus Mongols, I'm expecting that we're going to see a lot of horse archer raids between the two. And, nice rare there for Alan. He's got horses just next to his base. He's hit the jackpot as far as the perfect rare to pair with Mongols there.
Absolutely. It's a deadly combo to have forces with Mongols. And overall, I think the rares are pretty well balanced. I don't think either team can complain about having two bad rares. After a quick glance, it's not too imbalanced.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of wealth rares on both sides. And Furs in the back here. Nice raid by Jatin, picking off what looks like it'll be two merchants there, and that just must be incredibly frustrating for the MFW guys.
Especially for S.P.Q.R, because his Dutch merchant cannot use the bonus right now, since it's attacking instead of collecting. So he couldn't get the meal too that he wanted to.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it's almost like it would be nice if you could put a stance of getting them to not attack, so that he could spam his mill before it dies. But yeah, unfortunately it doesn't give you the choice to do that, I don't believe.
Yeah. I think so far S.P.Q.R is doing a nice job of booming up. Prolaser has a nice knowledge income of plus 40. Alan is only at plus 20. Some raids on the horses, although the market is there to save those merchants.
Yeah, nice merchant placement. Able to garrison instantly. But yeah, plenty of horse-on-horse action here. And I wasn't expecting to start this cast that I'd be saying there'd be plenty of horse-on-horse action, but looks like there will be no shortage. And a quick shout out to James Webb in the chat too. Guys, please, if you are watching this, make sure you share with your friends on Steam.
Right, and also if you can just put a quick like to the video, it will help us reach more people potentially on YouTube. So it's not a big deal, but you can help us a lot with that.
Yeah, exactly right. Don't feel obliged, but at the same time, it doesn't take long just to move that mouse over and click that button. So that would be a great favor if you could. You can see that Prolaser is building his third city, and he's already taking quite well. He's making full use of that relics and Pappy as well. Relics, Pappy, Salt, and Diamonds. I must say those are four really handsome rares to have. And he's trying to get the city down, but it looks like Alan has other ideas. He's also trying to deny that city. I think Prolaser is going to have enough here to repel this, though.
Yeah, looks like it. That city shouldn't be denied. Although there are a lot of horses, but there's a senator defending and 4 light horses, so it should be fine for Prolaser.
Ooh, look at this though. He's sniping down these citizens. Gets one, but it looks like it's 90% done. Unless he can snipe that citizen, yeah, it looks like the city should go up. But I mean, I must admit, Alan got a pretty good outcome. Although it's getting close, 97%. He does get the last citizen. Oh my god, that was incredible play by Alan. He did not give up and basically killed about 3 citizens, I believe, and denied the city.
Oh my god, I thought it would finally finish, but the fact that it got pushed into enemy territory helped Alan so much, because it even that slows down the building time. So
Man, that was insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, not only like from a gameplay perspective, but from a mental, attitude and morale perspective. Like if I was Proles, I'd just be so, what's the word? Like shitted off right now. It would be hard to compose yourself, I think, because I mean, it's not the end of the game or anything. It's not a huge deal, but it's just, it would have really frustrated Proles. There's no doubt about that.
it's not just that, but he also lost a lot of units and villagers trying to build it. So now he's behind the military, and this could possibly snowball into a lot worse things for him.
Yeah, and then look at this. Alan is saying that exact position where your city was, I'm going to build it right next door to it. And Proles is trying to deny his citizen now. Oh no, he could have sniped it, but he does go for the units instead. Proles needs to be careful though. Only the 2 light horses. Oh, he does have 3 cavalry. Oh, he's bringing more. He just built another stable too. So this is some serious horse-on-horse action here. Ooh. And
It could be taken out of context really easily.
yes, absolutely. Hopefully there's no sick and dirty minds out there. And quick shout out to Lazy Lyricist Shubham in the chat, showing a bit of humour there. We have, and Momo's now going in, putting a bit
Almost now here, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of flex with his Inca muscles, spamming a few of these nice heavy cabs and really being an annoyance, taking out these gems.
Looks like that city will be denied as well.
Oh my god, this is like a horror movie for both. The Mongol guys are just slugging it out right now, whereas the players in the pocket, I feel, are just trying to do what they can to be annoying. But Momo probably imposing his will a bit more than Dragon Neo so far.
This place is like a cursed site. No city gets built here.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. And Brole is the smartass himself. I'm just kidding, Brole. He's trying to build the city back again in that exact same position. I think it's just pride at this point, because that position seems to be just, it's like a bit of a competition of who can get the city up. Oh my god, look at Alan's, what do you call this? The horde, basically, like a massive cavalry charge. What is going on here? This is just insane. They're all behind enemy lines, basically.
It's a lot of chaos here. The fact that Momo is raiding all over Alan's base is a huge deal now, because Alan's eco is completely shut down. But I don't quite understand the line of play by Dragon Neo here, because he's been playing really passive with Iroquois, which is usually not the right idea, and he hasn't helped out his ally so far.
Yeah, look at this. They're both behind each other. And look at this. Alan's trying to get his cavalry back to safety, but he has to go through Proles's army, and he's just losing so many units while he tries to do so. And like you said, I do feel like Dragon Neo probably is getting a few question marks from Alan here as to why he's unable to... Oh, look at this. I need to take your attention to Jatin's base here. There's an ambush going on with a lot of heavy infantry. I don't know... Oh, I think Jatin's going to be okay though. He does have plenty of units. I think Aztec was...
This is not going to work.
Yeah.
He's behind in age, and he doesn't have any siege, so... This might be just a raid trying to snipe caravans, but he might lose his entire army in the process, because the Iroquois units are so much faster.
Yeah, no, I think this is an incredibly dangerous position now for Azteca. He has aged up himself, so he will be able to upgrade these units. He is getting pikemen. In just a moment here, they will upgrade, but I mean, what's going on here?
He's already marching in. Those are not crossbows yet, so they will fall really fast.
Yeah, that's a lot of units going down, and I mean, basically, Aztec is losing his entire army for naught here. I don't think there was really any kills that he got. Let's have a quick look at the military stats here. Azteca on...
I think he got 2 caravans, which is nice, but not for this investment.
Yeah, he's at a 2 to 10 kill death ratio, so... And more units going to go down here as well. I think Jatin's probably going to take that trade, although his wealth income is hurting at only 39, so there has been at least some economic damage to justify that. Oof. Meanwhile...
And this situation is exactly what MFW should not have allowed. Momo being fully boomed with cavalry raids all over the map. I see green dots here, green dots there, raiding Dragon Neo on his base.
Yeah.
It's just insane. This is what Inca is made for, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I look at Dragon Neo's units, so he's only got 3 heavy infantry out across the entire map. And I just do wonder if, he has lost a lot of units. And if he hasn't, then yeah, just having that presence on the map here. Looks like Aztec is feeling like they don't have much chance here. They're calling GG in the chat. This has just been like a Blitzkrieg style play here by S.P.Q.R. He does resign. Looks like it is GG.
GG, indeed. I do think it is over, because none of the MFW players are really in a strong position at the moment, and that both flank players are at a pretty big disadvantage at this point.
Yeah.
I do think that Dragonio should have played them more aggressively, because if he raided more, like either the flank players or the Inca player, it would have played out much differently.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, yeah, a bit more aggression, perhaps, if Dragoneer watched this game back, could have helped his team out. But at the same time, yeah, it was just some nice little skirmishes there between Prolays and Alan. And I feel like as soon as Momo started to get in on the action there, that really tipped the balance. Once he was behind there raiding Alan, it was just hard for Alan to keep up and maintain parity. So yeah, that was really cool though. I think that's probably, it seems like Mongols is very, very common popular choice for the first games on Sahara here. And I guess it makes sense. It's a very nice raiding nation, and Sahara is probably the most open map that you could have. But yeah, it makes for some pretty epic Mongol versus Mongol fights here.
Yep, definitely Mongols are up there. Really well-rounded nation overall. And there's a reason they were banned in almost every game for Legends.
Yeah. And I don't think we talked about this, just so you know too, it didn't really make a difference, but Momo was age 4 at the 12-minute 59-second mark. So yeah, that's... Do you know what the record is? Like, if you just played a tech boom game, theoretically, how fast you could get to gunpowder without getting raided and so on?
I think it's something like 9 minutes something is possible, but that's like with 0 military, and yeah, that's not gonna work, obviously.
In a real game, yeah, it just seems like that's incredibly fast. And his eco
but
is...
12 minutes is really impressive, no matter how you put it.
Yeah, a sub 13 minute. And yeah, Inco just taking off. All right, so that calls it for game 1. I'll just quickly, let's update that scoreboard. So S.P.Q.R. now have a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. And then, yeah, what do you think? Do you need a second, or should we jump straight into game 2?
I can jump in.
No worries. All right. Compared to some of the casts we've done in the past, a best of 3 of standard seems like it's just a piece of cake compared to the best of 9 that me and Prolays did. That was an epic series between you and Jatin. But yeah, it did take a while. That was the only.
We had the luxury of playing it in 2 segments, but you guys didn't.
Yeah, you're right. We could have easily split it up a bit, but it was just too exciting. We had to keep going. Okay, so I'm in the second replay now. So are you right to go?
Yep.
All right, let's go, guys. So game number 2, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, and the second replay. Oh, sorry, I've actually loaded the wrong replay, guys. So technical issue. If you can just pause for a sec, Dave. That was the match that we played against these guys last week. Let's do that again. I was about to say I thought they picked Sahara again. Oh, actually, they did pick Sahara again, just by chance. Yeah. All right, let's jump back in. So ready. Quick shout out to, we've got who we got? We've got Ian, aka Sermon, in the chat. We've got Oscar, aka Connor McDavid. Hello, what's up, guys? Who else have we got here? Mama Ellis, and hopefully there's 12 viewers, so a bunch of other people who are just sitting there creeping on us right now without saying anything. So Guys, say something in the chat. Let us know if you can. All right, let's go. So 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Okay, so game number 2. So it is Sahara, as you were saying, which is somewhat surprising, yet not surprising, I guess, because MFW did pick Sahara on game 3 when they got the choice to. So they obviously feel confident on this map, despite the fact that they just went down in the last game.
Right. It's not just like you don't have to look at it this way. Like if you lost the first game, then you should play it on a different map. Like if this is what you feel comfortable with, then this is what you should go for, I think.
Yeah, exactly right. And quick hello to Vamshi. How are you, mate? I think that's lucky from memory. We have, Ruin so far. It looks like S.P.Q.R have a slight edge. And nation-wise, let's quickly talk about that. So we've got Momo's gone Aztecs. We've got Prolays with Romans and Jatin in the pocket with Lakota here. Versus MFW have Inca, Persians, and Indians for their 3 nations. What do you think about this this clash between these 2 sets of nations here?
Interesting. It seems that MFW went for a complete boom approach because there's 2 elephant nations and 1 Inca, so they will be hoping to survive until age 4 at least. But on the other side, Dakota and Aztecs could give a tough time to all of these, and Romans on the flank is gonna be especially dangerous. We know how strong they are in H3.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think that's something that we can definitely keep an eye out for, is what the Roman player does. Prolays here being up against Alan, who's playing as Indians. I don't think Alan played Indians so far this tournament. I think Azteca was the Indian player last time, but I know Alan likes to, age up really quick, get plenty of elephants, and he obviously is not afraid of doing some serious raids as well. But I think it is going to come down to whether Prolays gets aggressive with that timing attack in age 3 with the armor, and how well Alan can do to defend that.
Right. Interesting city positions by Alan and Azteca. Looks like they are building towards each other, so they cannot be raided as easily. I like that, actually.
Ooh, and at the top here, some heavy raids going down from Momo. Nice play here, and he's kind of fortunate in some ways that he's picked he's just randomly had the position across from Inca, so that's probably the ideal, fresh meat nation to be up against here, because Inca is just so incredibly slow in those early beginning stages of the game.
Yeah, it does come down to a bit of luck with like which nation you face, and Inca does not want to be facing a nation that it can do Asian trades, which we are witnessing right now. So this is gonna be a tough time for Dragon Neo for sure.
Yeah, Dragon Neo is really in trouble, and this might be a quick series here if they can't figure out a way to get around it.
Momo is doing a great job of denying like 3 different resources at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. Look at that, like out of the range of the city, so he's not losing his units, but he's denying 2 farms there. He's denying that woodcutter camp. There's basically nothing that Dragon Neo can do at this point, because he can't afford. Well, he actually has got a barracks finally, but he's got 20 wood income coming in. This slinger might be his last unit he can build unless his allies donate resources to him.
Yeah, this is something that he has to do. He's fighting with villagers, which is never ideal, but in this situation you're kinda forced to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's fine to fight with villagers if you're up against the light infantry like he is for the most part here. As long as there's only 1. Once you start to get 2 or 3, you've got to be careful, but looks like, this is, it's tricky. I mean, Dragon Neo is probably playing this almost as well as he can, yet even playing it optimally, he's just so far behind.
And this is a problem with Inca, like you can get a map like Momo had last game, where he's completely safe in the pocket, or you can get to the flank facing against Aztecs, and it's the completely opposite scenario. Right now, Dragon Neo cannot contribute anything to the game, at least for the next couple of minutes, and he's completely exposed to raids from Jatin as well.
Yep. No, that's right, and I guess we're starting to see the metagame of standard 3v3 slowly evolve even as this tournament goes on. And I'm starting to think that the nations which are either aggressive in the beginning or really fast, could perhaps be more popular picks as this goes on, because they seem to be really effective in kind of stamping the momentum and the authority of the team who has them.
Yep. Since it's a 3v3, you can hit like any of the 3 players that you want, so there's more freedom for offensive nations than in a 1v1, for example.
Yeah.
And in general, I don't think that it's a good decision to go for 3 booming nations in this setup, because like one of your teammates is gonna get hit by raids, and then what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, even if you just had Bantu in there maybe, or just one nation which has the ability to respond on the ground, then they'd be able to use that to help buffer and protect the 2 nations which might boom up really fast but are somewhat vulnerable to these early raids here.
Dragonio did age up, but his economy is horrible and he doesn't even have Commerce 1 yet.
Yeah. Oh man, his wood income is really bad. Oh, he lost that woodcutter camp, so he actually has to build it again, which is just costing him precious food, which he doesn't really have spare to be spending on those kind of things right now.
Progress is forcing another forward city. It's not gonna happen, and I don't think it's necessary either, because it would be an easy target for Alan and Astica there.
Yeah.
I think he should be building it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's so true. And I mean, Alan does have a big buffer between his capital and Prolase's forward base, so maybe Prolase's thoughts there is to try and get that city up and get some proximity so that he can do an aggressive move there in age 3. But I like the way Alan's done this. He's built sideways and basically adopted a defensive position, knowing that Indian's power comes in the later ages, and so he's obviously in no hurry to be next door to his opponent who has an advantage earlier than he does.
Yep. And Jetin is using his Lakota powers nicely, towering the sugar that's in no man's land, so that's a nice one. He also towered furs in the back, so it's gonna be really difficult to raid the rares for this team.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, nice res there. So they got relics, silver, furs, and sugar. Again, can't help but feel but S.P.Q.R have got a nice array of rares for the second game in a row.
Looks like Prolase wants to go for the city again. Should go up this time because Jetin is here to assist.
Yeah. Oh, nice elephant raid here behind by Alan, raiding that die merchant. But I think this forward city of Prolase appears to be where the action's going to be. He does get the city up, so the borders will shift. And importantly, I actually don't mind the way this has worked out for Prolase here, because if you look at the way the map terrain's working, this mountain is cut off, which makes it really difficult for the MFW guys to reinforce across the different cities. And so potentially, if they wanted to, they could set up a big base here and attack in either direction and make it really awkward for MFW to defend.
Yeah, it is a double-edged sword though, because Jetin's capital is right in front, so they will have to look out for that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. One thing I'd like to point out is that Prolase did a kind of overreaction to one elephant. He decided to go for Senator, which I'm not a big fan of as Romans here, because his eco is not even 120, and it will take time to use the extra commerce cap.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, Prolase, he does have silver as far as rares go, nothing else though at this stage. I think his die was rated earlier. What's your thoughts on how do you combat Indians here? Do you think Romans need to go for early aggression, or is there any way that they can maintain parity and fight in Age 4?
Seeing how Momo is completely overpowering, I don't mind defensive play, but in general, I do think that Romans should be pressuring Indians early, especially since like there's an open route to raid Alan's caravans, and Indian caravans are so important for their boom. So there's some opportunity there.
Yeah, true. Nice control here by Alan, but I think the key story of this match so far is it looks like Momo's just going to try and reduce Cusco here with heavy infantry alone. And to be honest, why the hell not? I mean, I don't know even if Dragoneer has units around to defend this. No,
He does have some, but Momo is doing a great job of keeping the archers near the other city with his cavalry, so I don't think Dragoneer can save this city. Even with militia, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, does he have militia? He doesn't even have militia yet. So even if he did, he can't use militia. But like you said, I don't think he'll have enough units, and that militia would only just buy time. They're not very good against these phalanxes, and he does lose the capital. And you have to say that is a massive, massive blow to MFW's hopes of coming back in this series.
Yeah, it's looking very grim. Basically a 2v3 at this point.
Yeah.
Even with two elephant nations, that's unlikely to happen. But let's see. They should try something at least.
Jeez. Did you see the chat?
Yeah. I mean, I can understand his frustration. Like, Momo getting pocketing because it's very different than facing Aztecs on the flank. So yeah, but it's like you have to assess this kind of risk when picking nations too.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's something to be said. Like, if you pick Inca and you're just crossing your fingers that you're going to get in the pocket, then that's only a 1 in 3 chance. So perhaps you should be picking a nation, a map like Himalayas, or any other map that's completely safe for pretty much anyone. So,
or if you do go for Incas, then you need to go scout right in front of you immediately to see if you are facing Aztecs or not.
Yeah, true. Send the scout that way. You can see Aztecer in the chat. He just said means GG. I think he's trying to translate that what Dragoneer said above with the IS on this effing game. So sick of these effing bosses. That's just Latin for GG. I believe it translates to. So no, I think. As you said, though, definitely frustration coming over in that game, and and in fairness, there is obviously always some element of luck, and I feel like S.P.Q.R have benefited in some ways, but at the same time, honestly, this has been a pretty dominant showing, and I suspect that S.P.Q.R probably would have found a way to win regardless of what setup they had.
Right. They seem to have adapted better for the matchups overall, but yeah, they did have slightly better luck with the nations.
Yeah, I can see in the chat, Sermon's saying that probably picking Sahara was their mistake, and I must admit, like, picking 3 boom nations on Sahara seems like they were almost asking for this to happen. Do you think that was their issue? Like, should they have just swallowed their pride and just picked a map like Himalayas or like an island map, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Like these 3 nations could be incredibly strong on a map where you can defend a lot easier. But yeah, they are not out of the tournament, though, right? There's some chance to come back.
No, absolutely. So MFW are not out of it. And speaking of which, I'll just quickly bring up I'll bring up the brackets, but no, that was a very, very well played though. So congratulations to S.P.Q.R. They were one of the favourites as far as these early rounds go, but still, MFW were also known as a contender. So it's must be relieving for them to they've officially the first team in the final round of 8. So congratulations to S.P.Q.R. Let's quickly bring up those brackets. So, okay, that's on the screen now. Hopefully you can see that. So, yeah, basically, that was
It's a bit small.
Yeah, I'll try and zoom it a bit more so that everyone can see a bit easier. So S.P.Q.R versus MFW, that was the game just now. We'll update that shortly, but the winner goes through the round of 8, so that'll be S.P.Q.R. While that was WB 2.1, so they'll go into this, they'll drop down into the lower bracket. They're definitely not out of it, and in all likelihood, depending on how they go, they have a very strong chance of still making it to the round of 8. So they'll play against the winner of Elite Latins or Gym and Vodka. So that should be, whoever that is, a really interesting game. I mean, it'll either be the Elite Latins versus MFW, who are probably, known as the Elite Latins because they are all elite Latin players. And then you've got Gym and Vodka, who are the crazy Vikings from Sweden and associated Scandinavian countries with Connor McDavid. So I'm hoping, I think that'll be an interesting game too, and we'll see how they go. But yeah, either way, it should be some interesting styles. So yeah, basically every team has a second chance to come through. You have to lose twice to be eliminated, and those teams that don't lose twice essentially will make their way through to the round of 8. So yeah, that's pretty much a wrap as far as this game goes. Oh, I think my video has just died on me, so I'm officially frozen on stream. Hopefully, I think it's
Does this happen every stream?
I think it was
I
because
seem to recall instance of this.
Yeah, you're right. This is not the first time. I might need to buy a new webcam. I think this is the world's telling me this is what I need to do. But
like, I don't know what's the issue, because on Skype I see you fine. You're not frozen there.
Oh right. Maybe Skype took over the priority of the video feed, and OBS has taken a back seat. Maybe. So, not sure. But anyway, it's all good. Thankfully, we're at the end.
It's a flattering image of you.
Yeah, I know. Just the side of me, a few grey hairs starting to come through there. So, yeah, couldn't have happened at a better moment. So, but anyway, I think I'm just trying to think if we should leave the stream running for a bit to avoid any spoilers, because that was quite a quick series. But so I might try and do that for 10 minutes or so. But yeah, I think that was about it. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we? Is there anything in the chat as well you guys want to add before we call it a cast?
Not much from me. We played to S.P.Q.R. They deserve to win, and I hope to meet them at some point in the tournament.
Yeah, what's your next game, Dave? Let's have a look at the brackets. So we got, hang on, EL Mercenaries. So you'll play against the mighty AL Trolls. Who are the AL Trolls? Or the Lat Z.
I believe Trolls is Hugo and a couple other guys. I can't recall exactly, but checking their team, I think they were the favorites in that matchup.
Yeah.
Alucard, Jonathan, Bucky.
Oh,
so it's actually a pretty good team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Alucard is, in my opinion, a really solid, strong player. Hugo is, I haven't seen him play standard as much, but yeah, he's very, very strong too. Jonathan plays standard a lot, so I expect he'll step up to the plate. And yeah, I think Lockie's also quite experienced as well. So I'd say of these two, I don't know Tiger that well, but Demon and Inca, anything can happen, but I think that they'll definitely be the underdogs for that game. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's probably looking like you guys should be, the EL Mercenaries should be okay. But we said the same thing when it was EL versus PLA in Nomadium, and as we know, I don't think Linky's on the other team here, so it's probably a different situation. But anything can happen. So
Yeah, never underestimate anyone. That's the lesson. I mean, we didn't underestimate them, but in general, you shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was, I've said to you before about this, but I like the fact that when you guys played against the team in the last round, it was, in my opinion, a sign of respect that you guys just went hard and pretty much destroyed them. Like it wasn't even close. But I think that's a better sign of respect to do that to a team, as opposed to sitting there and going easy on them, or doing a troll build, or going to gun like Industrial Age or something like that and toying with them. Because at the end of the day, we're all signing up for a tournament here, and everyone wants to play their best. So yeah, that was enjoyable for me to watch, even if it wasn't close.
It would be more disrespectful to play with a throw strategy, because it means that we are not taking them seriously, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, guys. I think we will. I'll just see if I can turn my video back on. Not that it matters at this point, but I'm just curious if this will work. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, no, it's not working. So, all right, we might call it a night. So, guys, thank you for everyone who's tuned in, both live and catching up on YouTube. Quick shout out as well to Arash, who said, Cron is getting old. Don't get old, please. Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't know how to stop this aging process just yet, but if anyone can let me know, that would be great. But no, hopefully I'm not quite over the hill yet, so don't stress. And then, yeah, I think we'll call it a end to the stream here. So I'll let the stream keep running for about 5 or 10 more minutes. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. This is Cron and Dave, and we'll catch up with you guys again soon.
See ya.
All right, peace out, guys.